How you guys doing?
Oh, good. Ready to go, man.
I'm jumping right on in.
No, it's good.
I really sincerely mean it. Thank you so much for coming in the studio today. And also for people that are going to be watching this right now, big thumbs up to you guys on this film. Like it absolutely feels like a Bad Boys sequel. It feels like, no time has gone except it's been like 18 years or whatever it is. So I want to start with the most important question for each of you. How much did you pay to work with Will Smith in this film?
My entire salary. Yeah. And then some.
I did it for free. It is a dream come true. I mean, come on, Bad Boys. I would pay to be in this film, which...
Again, that's why I'm asking you.
Yeah. How much would I pay or how much did I pay?
How much did you pay?
Oh, I did it for free.
Right, got it.
Yeah.
The agents are super effing mad at me right now. No, but seriously, I am curious. What is it like? Did you guys how did this project land in your lap? And is it one of these things where like when you start hearing about it, you're like, get the F out of here?
Yeah, like when I heard that they were gonna do, I think it's been going on for a few years, right? They've always been talking about doing a third installment of the Bad Boys. And, when I heard it was coming out, I didn't really think anything of it. I was like, oh, this is amazing. This is a franchise I grew up with. This is a franchise that's very, something that I idolized growing up, especially with Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. And I remember when I got the audition, it kind of surreal. Like I didn't think anything of it. And the next thing I know, I'm testing with Alexander and Vanessa and with Bilall and Adil and
in Jerry Bruckheimer's office.
Yeah, in Jerry Bruckheimer's office, which was insane, and Doug Belgrad, Chad, like very surreal, man, very surreal.
Yeah, to echo what Charles said, I would have to agree. I mean, the great thing about this industry is the only way to succeed is to just keep throwing your hat in the ring, and hope. You stick around in the barbershop long enough, you're going to get a haircut, right? And like with this in specific, I really felt like it was a long shot. Like for me, I was like, I'm going to do my thing and we'll see what happens. It was one of those things, and it's funny how it always works. You're consistently humbled in this industry where the ones that you always think that you're right for, you might get, you don't end up getting, and then the ones that you didn't expect usually pleasantly surprise you. And this film was certainly one of those instances where just you walk on set and you're just like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
Like this is just amazing. And then reality hits you and it's like, okay, it's go time. Let's bring this home because we have a job to do and I want to make this the best movie it can possibly be. And to hear you say, because I hadn't seen the film yet, to hear you say that you felt like you saw a Bad Boys movie is the greatest compliment we possibly could have gotten, because that's exactly what we were going for. We're like, we want this to feel authentically like those films that we loved growing up, and with a new energy to it.
Completely. How you both have worked on a number of different things at this point. How nervous are you the night before an audition like this? And how much are you in your head thinking, do you know what I mean? Are you overthinking things when you're going to audition for a big project? Or are you sort of like, it is what it is?
I think specifically with, Bad Boys, you're excited for the opportunity to go in and do your work, but also you're just like, like Alex said, like throw your hat in the ring, you kind of just like let it go. I mean, for this, I was just like, okay, it's Bad Boys. Like, this is probably not going to happen, but I'm going to do my best work. Like, me in a Bad Boys movie? Yeah, right. And you go in there, and there's something liberating about that, just letting go. And, yeah, it was very surreal. Really.
And I think that it's like it's a trap, really. And I think you learn over time, as an actor, but also as a human being, to just be grateful for where you're at in this one moment. Mm-hmm. And it's such a trap to start fantasizing about all the possibilities that any job could bring you. Yeah. Because then if you don't get the part, not only have you lost the part, but you've lost everything that you thought that part was going to bring you, whatever it is. So I think that once you get to that place of just like Charles said, I'm going to do the best work I possibly can, and I'm going to leave it out to the universe, and whatever happens, happens. That's when beautiful things really start to happen, and always operating through gratitude, And on that note, I'm so grateful to be a part of this film. It's unbelievable, and I don't think I've ever been more excited for a release in my life.
I like always asking about specific stuff in a movie. So if you don't mind, both of you, there's a photo right there on that wall. Yeah. So let's talk about specifically that scene and what do you guys remember from filming this?
So Charles had just posted something, like, I think it was like a nude of him on Instagram, and we're all just like, what the hell did you just do? You know, that's so embarrassing.
It does look like he's debating, like, what did I just post?
Yeah. Should I take this down? Should I add some hashtags? Do I look like I'm packing a lot? What's going on? And as you can see, Alexander is confused.
And a little bit more intrigued than I'd like to admit, probably.
Vanessa's not having it. She's just like, this shit. Yeah. And then Paula's just like, okay. All right.
But yeah, in all seriousness, in the context of the film, we're in Mexico, and we're about to do
This is the third
raid.
Huge raid, and we're kind of just scoping the whole blueprint of the area, just kind of like trying to set a game plan of what we're about to do.
Yeah.
In this scene.
Is it one of those things, like, I've spoken to a lot of actors, and some actors love to, like, amp themselves up before a take, and some love to listen to music, and some need to be completely silent. Yeah. Obviously, everyone works a different way. Yeah. How do each of you like to work, and how did everyone else, you know what I mean, like the way everyone likes to work on set?
I mean, yeah, for me, it's just like cuddles from my cast around me is like super helpful.
A lot of hugs. Yeah, a lot of hugs and cuddling before scenes.
See, I never know if you guys are being serious now because of what you just did. So is this an actual seriousness?
In all seriousness, for me, like, I mean, you know, an actor prepares. If you want to be, for me personally, and I think that the fun, great thing about acting is that everybody has their own process and what works for them. There's no right way to do it. Mm-hmm. But for me, like, preparation is key. Mm-hmm. So it's breaking down the scene before you get to set. It's getting my notes down. It's getting all my ideas down and making those unexpected choices and seeing what sticks. You know, and the great thing about Adil and Bilall, you know, is that they gave you that room mm-hmm. to really play and let your characters evolve and you know, some stuff makes it in and some stuff doesn't, and that's the beauty of it. Is once you see it all come together, you're watching it for the first time like everyone else because you have no idea what they ended up choosing. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's different for you.
No, it really comes down to the preparation and to like the research, and I think for specific days or projects or scenes, like, you know, whether you need to be completely silent or listen to music or knock out a few push-ups, whatever you have to do to get there. And like, especially the environment that we were working in with Adil and Bilall, like Alex was saying, they really kind of set the tone, and you really felt like you were in this world, in this Bad Boys world, and things just came organically, and, you know, there's a lot of freedom to collaborate and to throw things in and change things up to, you know, really bring kind of like a foundation to each of our characters, and it was great. It was great.
You obviously have spent a lot of time doing TV with Riverdale. You spent a lot of time doing Vikings. Can you maybe explain to people that aren't familiar about what it's like making a TV series versus a feature film, and maybe how it's different on set, and, you know, what it's like for each of you? You know what I mean? It's
definitely.
Completely different energy.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think when it comes to working on a TV show like Riverdale, it's such a great show to be a part of. I think, you know, there's a routine and a schedule that we follow, and like getting our shots and whatnot. But I think, you know, with doing Bad Boys, things are changing constantly. You know, scenes, the scripts, like, things are changing constantly, and there's more. I think there's more of a collaborative process when it comes into making a movie, because everyone wants to give their best work and they want the best outcome possible. So it's like, what can we do to amplify this scene? What can we do to make this better? Like, what can we add? Like, what can we ad-lib or whatnot? And I really don't think you have that much freedom doing a TV show. It just depends on what, you know, show you're doing. But it's very different, very different.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with a lot of that too. I mean, it's certainly the pace. You know, when you get on a show, you've got, you know, is from my experience from Vikings, it's like you're in Ireland in the elements, rain or shine, you're out there because they're not calling it. I mean, I think we've called a day, twice in my 6 years of shooting in Ireland. And one was because of a hurricane. Like, it's like, if for the most part, we're making it out and we're going to do our scene. And we've got, 3 scenes to shoot in a day and lots of dialogue, and you got to come prepped. And I honestly think for an actor, working on a TV show is one of the greatest gifts possible. It's like a masterclass in acting, because you have to show up, and there's no excuses. Like, you just got to make it. If you're sick or anything, you got to be there, because it's everyone's time. It's a lot of money that's being on the table. And then conversely, on something like Bad Boys, it's like obviously the same situation. You still got to show up and all this, but you get so much more time to play. Yeah. Especially with an action comedy like Bad Boys, because so much of the beauty of this film comes from the unexpected and things that aren't written down to begin with. And they know that. Will and Martin, they excel in that, and Jerry knows this as well, and they give you that space. Don't get me wrong. You're still, if you're Adil and Bilall, like, you're powering through, but there is a lot of room to play and to be like, hey, what if we tried this? Or like, hey, like maybe we should do this line, or just screw with people and just randomly throw in a line here and there and see how they deal with that. And you never know what's going to make it. 90% of it, I'd say, doesn't make it, but then that 10% that does can be freaking beautiful and can change the game. Most of the stuff, at least from what I've heard, at least a lot of my character was improv, that it was just stuff that was just coming out organically, that I talked about to Will or Martin before, that Charles and I talked about doing before, that we talked to directors before. So in that sense, it's very liberating, And compared to Vikings, for me personally, Bad Boys is just like a dream, because like you just have that time to sit around and shoot the shit and try to figure out.
It's not as strict. It's not as strict.
No,
I don't think.
No. Meanwhile, Jerry Bruckheimer is like pulling his hair out, trying to figure out, how to move scenes around and do this and that and the other thing, right? And Doug and Chad, but for us, they created a wonderful environment to be creative.
I have to ask you, I'm going to switch into a few other things real quick, since there's only so much time. When did you two decide you would only make movies together? Because I believe you guys are both in Swing coming up, which you worked with Michael Shannon.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when did the agreement happen?
Pretty much on Bad Boys, I think we made it formal or official, right?
Yeah.
Charles came and lived with me for a few weeks, and that, I think, that sealed the deal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Charles came and lived with me for a few weeks, and I think that kind of sealed the deal for us.
Did you guys really were roommates for a little bit?
Yeah.
So who is the person who is absolute, like, beyond messy, and who is the super clean one? Is it the odd couple, or are you both similar?
You know what? My girlfriend also is living with us, so I think we both felt an obligation to stay as clean as possible.
I think we're both pretty messy, but like we can both be clean when we need to be clean.
Yeah.
And Christy was very clean. Yeah.
Right, I understand. But seriously, how did it work? Because you are in a movie, another film together coming up. So you did Bad Boys, and then Swing happened?
Yeah, Swing happened. So when I saw Alexander was attached to the script, and then I read the script and I loved it. And
was it when you guys were rooming together?
No, before we'd actually filmed it already.
Yeah.
Actually,
got it.
Yeah, and he shot me a text, and he was like, I heard that you're interested in this. It was a very, very funny text, laugh out loud text. I won't repeat what the text said, but and then loved the script, and Alexander was telling me that he was thinking about me when he read the script, and it just worked out, man. And it's cool to do Bad Boys is completely different than the kind of project we did on this, and it's just very cool to work in a different kind of a different element, so to speak. As an actor.
And like the key to I think a successful film is obviously a great story that connects with audiences, but also the people that we're surrounded with, and not to fucking burst your bubble here, or to make your head any
Please,
bigger.
I need it.
But Charles is a tremendous actor. So immediately when I read the script, I thought about him. I was not the reason at all, though. It just so happened that had it not happened, I would have said something, because I thought this would have been amazing. But they had already we're already talking to Charles, and I got a call saying they're looking at Melton for this other role, and I was like, thank God. I was actually going to say something. So it ended up working out that we were there, and it's like, you know, it's a real ensemble, you know, and I mean, I was so grateful.
Yeah, man, that was amazing. I think
awesome.
we'll probably do, you know, 3 more movies at least, I think, together.
Yeah, I really hope
know?
so.
Yeah, man.
Rom-com next.
I have to say, so you guys just worked, you know, obviously with Will and Martin,
Yeah.
and then you just worked with Michael Shannon.
Yeah.
So have you thought about playing the lottery recently?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Just wondering.
It's ridiculous.
Dude.
Like this year for us, I think I'm just like, what is happening?
Yeah.
I also listen. I love Michael Shannon. He's an amazing actor. I mean, the thing about Michael though is like there's no bullshit with him.
No.
None. So what is that like? Because you know, Will's more of like a laugh, like fun. You know what I mean? And Michael is Michael. Unless you experience a different Michael than I've seen.
No, 1,000%. But the thing about Michael is, and he actually really reminded me about one of my other co-stars on Vikings, is that he's such an introvert. Like in the sense that when he's on set, he's so talk about somebody whose process is maybe a little different. Like he's very quiet, he's very in his own groove. But you start talking to that man, and like he opens up.
Yeah.
Like, and he is such a good heart, and he is such an artist.
Yeah.
Like he cares so much about the talent. And I mean, you give Michael a great play and he gets paid nothing, and he'd do that for the rest of his life and be happy. Yeah. I mean, he is such a force as well, you know.
We learned a lot from being around someone of that caliber. And Will Smith, you know, 2 different fields, you know, but both respected and just mega talented at what they do. And 2019 was a great year, you know, to be surrounded by that. You know, you want to surround yourself with people, not just kind people, but people that are ambitious, that have accomplished a lot of things that you want to accomplish as well. So that was very grateful for that, man.
I have a few fun questions. So we're switching gears completely.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. What TV show would you like to guest star on?
Oh my God! I mean, there's so much good television right now. It's insane. I mean, off the top of my head, I love Succession. I think it's an excellent show. I mean, there's so
Succession.
many. I mean, I guess I'll say that for now.
This show's over with, but they just had their finale. But I would love to guest star on Ballers.
Oh yeah. God, you'd be so good on that. You just be yourself.
What movie have you seen the most?
I'm actually not just saying this. Bad Boys 2 is up there as one of the movies that I think since I was a kid, I'd watched so many. And then God, I'm an idiot. And then Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, I watch a lot.
Movie.
I love that.
Great movie. I'd say I watch Bad Boys a lot, but I'd say A Knight's Tale.
I love that movie, man. Yeah.
Or
He's so good in that.
Yeah, so good. And The Matrix.
The Matrix.
I watched The Matrix every day after 4th grade when I got back from school. That was my
you were gonna
therapy.
say just every day. Like, I watch it every day after 4. Every day.
With a bag of Cheetos and Lay's. That's what I did. 4th grade. I am the chosen one.
What was the last thing that you binged watched?
The Morning Show. Fantastic.
Really?
Yeah, it's really good.
Do you?
What's that thing that we were watching where like they do like the couples that go on like
Yes.
Well,
we watched this. Okay. Last thing we've been watched. It's on Animal Planet, and it's an old show that came out in 2015. If you haven't seen it,
I like how an old show is 2015. Go on.
No, 20. Yeah.
No,
I know, right? Yeah.
I'm teasing you.
Way back in the day, called "I Shouldn't Be Alive." Oh my God! It's a reality TV show, true stories about people who like just barely escape death. And I'm like, I love going camping and being outdoors and stuff, and so watching this and like watching these poor people get into these crazy situations and living through it is just it's amazing. No, dude, like I'm telling you, like there's people who are on like their like first date and they get stuck like on a mountain in Switzerland during a storm and have to like weather. It's like crazy.
And like this specific episode, this woman's thinking about cutting the rope because he's going, they're like climbing this mountain and she's like, she probably has to cut this rope. Like she has to cut it in order to survive. And he hasn't come back up, and like there's no cell service, there's nothing. And the moment she's about to cut it, he shows up.
No.
And then she like hides the knife. It's like, oh no, I wasn't gonna.
Yeah. Hey. I was just thinking about you.
Do you remember your first movie or TV show crush?
Oh, yeah. First movie crush. Armageddon. Was it Liv Taylor? Live Taylor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Liv Taylor.
Liv Taylor.
Or is it Tyler?
Liv Tyler.
Yeah.
First crush. Liv Tyler. First crush. Armageddon. The scene where Ben Affleck has like a little animal cracker and they're doing a little pillow talk, and it's like he's like crawling up her body and stuff. I love Liv Tyler too.
I think it was. I mean, as far back as I can remember, I'm sure I could find something even earlier. But at the time, in high school, Alicia, is it Alicia Cuthbert?
Oh, Cuthbert?
Cuthbert.
Yeah.
That's it. So, excuse me, I became French for a second.
Right. Is it the girl? Is it the girl?
Alicia Cuthbert.
Is it the girl next door?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. I was just like, what?
Yeah.
This is real. Yeah. And I was probably like in like 10th,
Oh.
9th grade or something when it came out.
Yeah,
Dude.
Emil Hirsch.
And then I worked
Yeah.
with Emil after, and I was like, tell me everything. Like, how was this? Like, what was it? Is she an angel in real life too? You know?
I'm gonna go back on my answer. What was her name? She was the foreign exchange student, Natalia from American Pie. Natalie.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Oh my gosh,
Jim.
yes.
Jim
Yes.
gets.
Oh, of course.
Jim like.
Yes.
I
know exactly.
I know who you're talking about, but I'm blanking on the name right
Yeah.
now. Shannon Elizabeth.
Yes.
Is that her name? Shannon Elizabeth.
Isn't it Shannon Elizabeth?
Shannon Elizabeth, American Pie, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all like, yeah.
Kate, I think
there's
it
a lot
is.
of women right here.
No,
that are not
you don't
paying.
even
This
know.
is a guy thing, right? Like, you know. My last thing of the fun question.
Okay.
He's making sure.
Well, because if she watches this, she's gonna hate you if you got her name wrong.
No, I think it's Shannon Elizabeth. I'm pretty confident.
Okay. Well,
I'm very confident.
Shannon Elizabeth.
What's the character's name?
Natalia.
Was that right?
No, Nadia. Nadia.
Right. My last fun question.
Also the girl from Road Trip. No, not Road Trip. What's the
Eurotrip.
Do you remember the
Yes.
blonde? Yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
no.
The one that
because he like traveled all the way to get, and I was like, that's gonna be me. I'm gonna travel to Rome, and I'm gonna find that person.
Also with Eurotrip, if people don't realize, which is, by the way, a fucking great movie, but Scotty doesn't know, being sung by Matt Damon at the beginning of the movie.
What was that cameo?
That's Matt Damon singing Scotty, and his whole look, screaming, Scotty doesn't know. Kristen Krurick from Smallville was the girlfriend. I love that movie.
How did they get him to do that cameo, I wonder? He must have.
This was
been
before,
defensive.
probably, or no, this might have been
he was-
after
I mean, he
Bourne.
was Matt
still
Damon.
Matt Damon.
But Matt Damon, I mean, like that's he's a legend, man, doing those random cameos.
it's amazing.
He had the cameo in that Avengers movie where he plays Thor or the small.
The guy by the truck.
No. He's doing like the play.
Oh,
He's doing
yes.
the play.
You're right. My bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, in Asgard or whatnot. Yeah.
Yes, 100%. Last fun question. Is there anything that you guys collect?
I'm a hoarder. But if there's one thing, I can't say receipts. No one does that anymore. It's 2020.
Letters, not like cards, but like letters.
Who sends letters anymore?
I do.
Ooh, got it.
To him.
Yeah. Yeah. Like my girlfriend and I, like for like a month and a half, had actually sent letters to each other, like, we actually got them framed when we saw each other again and put them up in our wall. And
Don't make me cry, dude.
Yeah, I want to puke right now just even talking about it. But yeah.
Jesus, can I?
Very romantic.
Pepto-Bismol, please.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
For real.
Collecting. I like sneakers. I collect a lot of shoes, man.
You know what's funny? The other question I was going to ask is, what's the most you've spent on sneakers or shoes?
You have to be up there.
The most I've heard is 2,500. Have you broken that?
I'm close to that.
Got it.
Wow.
Was it on a pair of sneakers or shoes?
Sneakers.
Was it, so it's a vintage pair that you bought on eBay or one of the sneaker sites?
I had someone go pick it up for me.
Oh, got it. So it was a new pair.
Yeah.
Was it Yeezys?
No, but I do have a few Yeezys.
Was it, because listen, I've learned a lot about sneaker culture recently. Is it Nikes? Mm-hmm. Were they like Jordan 1s or something? Mm-hmm. Were they Jordan 1s? Mm-hmm. Really? Mm-hmm. Were they new in the box? Or were they like super, describe the condition?
They'd been worn before.
Got it. Did it come with the box and everything?
Yeah, the box, yeah. They've probably been worn like one or twice.
Right,
Once or
so
twice,
have you worn them or are they just sort of like framed on the wall?
Framed.
Did you frame them?
Didn't frame them, but it's just like, you know, that special occasion or
Sure.
It's kind of like that medal that you have or.
No, completely.
Yeah, so.
Do you know anything about sneaker culture? Because I've really learned a lot
Dude,
recently.
I bought my shoes at freaking Walmart or Target.
Don't say that again. Yeah. You guys edit that out, please.
Like for me, I'm like, I get it. Like everybody's got their thing. Like it's, you know, but I don't know anything about sneaker culture.
I will just tell you as someone who's learned.
But Tracy at Nike hooks me up. Thanks, Tracy. Sorry.
That's the reason you're not spending
that's a
the
plug.
money.
Yeah, that's a plug. Thanks.
Right. No, I've learned a lot about sneaker culture, and I mean, there's a sneaker con where everyone has to pay in cash. Have you heard about this? Mm-hmm. Yeah, like we're off on a tangent. I'm so sorry to everybody here,
I have some
but
pretty cool sneakers right here.
Oh,
Off-Whites, Chucks, love these.
right. So, how many do you own? More than 100 pairs?
Oh yeah, easily. I got 20 pairs of new shoes last month. Yeah.
Do you have a hookup at Nike or Converse? Or
He's got dude, his hookup is insane. You know what we did for
Adidas
Swing?
is great.
He got
Adidas is
Adidas
great.
and props to Adidas too for this. It was really cool. But he got Adidas to send everybody on the team a pair of sneakers. Like you got such a hookup for shoes. I don't understand.
It's great. Yeah, Adidas. I love Adidas, man. And they always collaborate with someone. You know, they have like a mountaineering collection. They have a Bedford collection. They're always collaborating with somebody, and they release different kinds of shoes every month, man.
no, it's a huge thing.
And the 4D shoes that they have printed now, where it's like the sole of the shoe is 4D printed. It's fucking amazing.
What does that mean? 4D.
4D, like they print it in the machine, and like the sole of the shoe is like
it moves.
Yeah, it's like squishy. It's hard to explain. It's
I
like
think it's for comfort.
Comfort.
And it's just like they're constantly making new inventions with sneakers because it's like I don't know how many billions of dollars it is a year, but it's everyone wears shoes. So there's just so much. Obviously, everyone wears shoes, but there's so much money.
Yeah.
You know. Also, we got to go, but the Instagram thing I'm sure helps. You know, wearing the shoes, putting them on Instagram.
Definitely.
You know, all that. On that note. Thank you both so much for coming in and answering.
I'm like I don't understand where you put 20 pairs of shoes. I'm just like blown.
No, he has
boxes.
100 pairs.
Yeah, I have over 100 pairs of shoes.
Yeah.
In like a closet?
Yeah, and like boxes and stuff.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
On that note,
sorry.
Congrats on everything.
Thank
for real,
you.
I hope this is a huge hit for you guys. And thank you so much for coming in.
Dude, you're awesome, man. Thank you so much.
Sometimes.
Great to meet you. Yeah.